It's just gone lunchtime. This is All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon. I'm Masakho Ratlacha. It is that time of the day when we give you an update on how far many of the stories we've been following up for you today have advanced. Here's your lunchtime update. Our reporters have been out and about bringing us the latest news on our top stories. I'm joined by Desin Tathia in Durban. Heidi Jokos is in our Joburg studios and Ronald Masinda is in East London. All right, let's start with you, Desin. 3 more suspects, I believe, have been arrested in connection with the corruption at the Mhlathuze Water Board. It is related to that 37 million rand tender that was unlawfully awarded to a law firm. Just give us an update on these arrests.
Well, 6 in total now. We were at the Durban Central Police Station early this morning. We did receive information that 6 of those suspects that were implicated in that fraud matter were asked then to come there with their legal representatives and hand themselves over. Initially, it was 3 of them, and then we later found out that the other 3 had also arrived. So they were processed there before they were brought to the Durban Magistrates Court, and that's where they had a bail hearing. So of those 6 that were now arrested, these include the wife of Stembelo Mhlanga. He was the lawyer that was at the center of the original case. There are also 3 board members there. There's a contractor, a building contractor that is, who is implicated in building a multi-million rand mansion for Mhlanga, and also a legal services employee at the water board. So all of them implicated as accomplices in this broader matter. And if you'll remember, in that original case, when we saw that first batch of arrests, it seemed like there was a system that was designed at Mhlathuze Water to benefit the senior management, that being the CEO and the CFO, as well as this lawyer, Stembelo Mhlanga. So the way this was done, according to the state, was that money was channeled for what was meant to be a legal panel to Mhlanga. So he essentially got 81% of the work that was meant to go to this panel, which had 15 other companies on it as well. So they got like 1%, or some of them 0%. Some of them hardly got any work because this money was sent there. And I think just to give you a sense of how ludicrous these allegations are, or what allegedly happened, was that in one instance, there was money that was set aside to investigate irregular expenditure. That was 360,000 rand that was meant to be used there. That was then ballooned to 11 million rand, so Mhlanga could allegedly get that. In total, his firm benefited from about 37 million rand, with those kickbacks allegedly also going to senior management. So as of today, the new accused here all been granted bail of between 5 and 10,000 rand. And the lot of them, with the original accused, will all appear back at this court on the 29th of June.
All right, Hadi, let's come to you. You are in our Johannesburg studios, but a little earlier on you were in Westbury. This is a community that has been complaining about crime for some years now. And I understand that 2 more people were killed in that area yesterday. When you spoke to community members about this, what did they say?
Yes, Masakho, sadly, it's another week and another shooting in Westbury. We do know that this community has been really battling in terms of these shootings that have been taking place. We do know that a 56-year-old male was apparently caught in the crossfire. He was walking home from church yesterday and he realized that he was shot. We also do know that a 15-year-old was also shot in the arm during this crossfire. We're not exactly sure what transpired and what could have caused the shooting. When we did get a chance to speak to the Provincial Police Commissioner, General Elias Mawela, he did indicate that investigations are still ongoing. But the community is really worried that nothing is necessarily being done to assist the community of Westbury, indicating that this happens on a daily basis. They've attributed this to the fact that there is massive unemployment in the community of Westbury, and if community members and residents of Westbury are able to get some kind of job, it could possibly change the dynamics within the community. Just last week, when we were speaking to some young people who were at that jobs campaign launched by the Premier, they had indicated that the more people that are hired in Westbury and get jobs, the less drug lords and the less drugs will be on the streets of Westbury. And this is exactly what one community member had to say about this. Let's listen to what he had to say to us today.
To my understanding, we just heard that it was a young girl by the age of 12 years that was shot, and also another man by the age of 56. He was coming from church. He heard the gunshots, but when he went on his way home, he just felt that he's getting numb. So then he realized that he was also shot. So we really don't actually know what is happening now in the community, that the shooting is going on.
Do you know the status of these two individuals, especially the 12-year-old? Are they in hospital? Are they critical? Do we know how they are?
We heard that the 12-year-old is okay, but the 56-year-old man, he is still in hospital. He went under operation yesterday.
All right, Ronald, let's come to you. Of course, you were in East London when the Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Blade Nzimande, paid a visit to Fort Hare University. It's a university that's been plagued with many scandals recently. Quite sad, Ronald, looking at the fact that this is a university that actually produced a lot of international heads of state. Just tell us how this meeting went and what the Minister is saying to those who are managing the university right now.
Good afternoon, Maseko. Well, Minister Blade Nzimande has just wrapped up his press conference. It follows a consultation that he had with the University of Fort Hare stakeholders. He has described the consultation as a fruitful one and that they have been engaging with each other for several hours. But he also says that there will be more meetings between the affected parties. On the issue of Premier Oscar Mabuyane and his ongoing probe that he faces against the SIU, he says he's concerned by the lack of transparency from the SIU with regards to this investigation, seeing that he is the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation. But he has also made it very clear that he is not here in East London or at Fort Hare to dissolve the council at the university. But there are many concerns with regards to how a council has performed, especially since when Saikela Buhlungu, the Vice-Chancellor, took over. But we also heard earlier on, Maseko, just before Blade Nzimande spoke, from a representative of the union, and this is what Grant Abbott had to say.
So, yeah, absolutely. Look, we are 100% against corruption, the maladministration, the financial irregularities that are going on at the institution. And it could be that there are employees within the institution that are implicated. And the law must take its course, and those people must account for what they've done. But we do really think that the law enforcement agencies must be allowed to do their job, to conduct the investigations that they must conduct. And as a union, we are going to comply and cooperate as much as possible with both the Minister's office as well as law enforcement agencies and any agency that is investigating this matter in a proper manner.
Right, that was your eNCA lunchtime update from all angles with reporters Ronald Masinda, Heidi Jokos and Des Ntathia. Thank you, team. Let's leave it there for now.